Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai. All praise unto Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Barah Kadash. Double honesty unto the apostles of Great Millstone. And honest you brothers that be pushing the truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. So this is going to be a video going into the origins of white supremacy. Okay. So basically what you had, when you check out the history, you find out after a period of time, there was a thing that came into the earth, which was known as white supremacy. Okay, this is a relatively new idea and concept, okay, that came about the time of the rebirth, was known as the Renaissance period. Okay, and this was the rebirth of the Roman Empire, which later became known now as the NATO, America, and all of these other European countries. Basically, that was the rebirth of the Roman Empire. And what these nations did when they came back on the scene, they flipped the script. Okay, because when you check out the history and you check out the understanding of the scriptures, especially in the book called the Apocrypha, pretty much it's evident who Esau and Edom is. Matter of fact, the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter on the 9th verse, tells you that Esau is the end of the world. We all know we're at the end of the world, whether we're into the scriptures or not. You can clearly tell that we're in the last days of the last days. You can feel it in the air. Okay. So we know we're in the last days, and we know that the prophecy was that that Esau was going to be the end of the days, and Jacob was going to be the beginning of it that followeth. Okay. So how does this all tie into this lesson that I'm putting forth together? Well, once you go into the history prior to the 1600s, you know that who Esau is. And if you go into the prophecies, you know who Esau is. Okay? But you also have a thing of Esau uplifting himself, as the scripture says. It talks about how Esau is a proud nation. These Edomites are a proud people. Okay? And they have uplifted themselves. And the thing about uplifting oneself, it all goes back onto a sense of insecurity. And why would you have insecurity if you're the one ruling the world? Well, you have insecurity if you have obtained that power or position of power, okay, via lies, via treachery, okay, and ultimately you have to maintain those lies in order to perpetuate your rulership. This is where this video comes in, because the origins of what people know as white supremacy, it goes back onto the scriptures, man. Okay? And that white supremacy really is a thing of insecurity, okay, played by the so-called white man, but more specifically to the point, because we don't deal with white and black here at Great Millstone. We're more cleverer than your average child, okay? Even children know that just because a child's mixed race doesn't mean the parents are mixed race. Even a child knows that, okay? Meaning to say, color doesn't determine nationality. Matter of fact, when you go into the scriptures, the father down to the son, who becomes the father to another son, okay, that determines how the nation is, okay, or what nation that particular child is from, okay. And so the Edomites, they are the nation of the wicked, okay, the nation of the serpent, okay. They was ruling, and they are ruling to the expressed intent to be destroyed. And that's why they rule the way they rule, in lies and in treachery, leading the world to believe that they're the ones that should be the rightful heirs. They're the clever ones, and they're the ones who are supposed to be the righteous, the anointed, etc., etc., etc. Okay, when we go into the book of Job, the 9th chapter, let's go to this scripture right quick, 9 and 24. Okay, Job 9 and 24. You find the same thing being said within the scriptures. Okay, so Job 9 and 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not where, and who is he? And that's where that thing of white supremacy comes in, because you got it to where you go into the movies. Okay, everything could be going all kind of messed up with some movie you're watching, like Avatar. Okay, some ancient, ancient civilization that's gonna have it to where a white boy, okay, namely an Edomite, rolls up in there and saves them.
Okay, so they're what's known as a white knight or whatever. You can go into the scriptures, you find out they ain't even white. Okay, they're red. Okay, so even that thing of white supremacy, that don't even exist because they're red in the first place. Okay, so that doesn't even exist. Of which we're gonna get that within the scriptures right here. But it all goes back onto the birthright, and it all goes back onto the fact that they are ruling right now. But everybody knows that they ain't supposed to be the ones that are ruling right now. So they have to go out there with lies and feed you something. And you, for the most part of Jakes, okay, if you're a Jake out there, if you're a Negro, Hispanic, Native American, okay, and you accept, niggerdom, okay, niggerdom is making that whole nigger shit a culture, okay, and you make that a way of being. When you accept that, you're basically accepting that you have no hope, okay, and your ruler Esau is the one that's gonna be ruling forever and ever. That's not what we teach here at Great Millstone. We know that through the scriptures that Esau's Esau's pretty much done, man. Okay, the Edomites are pretty much done. Okay, and I lost my train of thought there. So let's go into the scriptures anyway. This is the book of Job 20. This is the 25th chapter. And this is Genesis the 25th chapter. Let's go to start here. I'll just tell you the backstory. Okay, so it says, Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, for she was barren. Okay, and was entreated of the Lord, and Rebekah, our wife, conceived. Okay, children struggled within her. Okay, and the Lord said unto her, the two nations shall come out of thy womb, two manner of people, they shall be separated. Okay, one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, first came out red and hairy, like a garment, like a hairy garment, and his name was Esau. His name was wasted away. He didn't have no pigment. Okay, that's a miss. Okay, so it says, and the boys grew together. Esau was a cunning hunter. What you see on the TV, you see Esau hunting. That's his nature. Isaac loved Esau because he did eat venison. Jacob, had the and then Jacob has it to where he supplants Esau for the birthright, and he goes into it. When we go to the 27th verse, so now this is the 27, was it 27 and 35? Okay, so when you go into the history, you find out that Jacob basically made his father, the food, and he put on Esau's garments, but it was really Jacob. So let's let's go to the point here. Genesis 27:36, and he said, is his name not rightly called Jacob, because he supplanted me these two times? He took away my birthright, and behold, he has taken away my blessing. And he said, that's not one blessing reserved for me. So this is the grand scheme of what's happening upon the earth right here. Okay, this is this is what's happening. People thinking that people are out there in business suits and they're just going out there to work hard. No, man, we're dealing with a birthright. We're dealing with we're dealing with blessings. Okay, because certain nations were blessed and certain nations were cursed. Okay, now it's time that Esau is in power right now. Okay, but he's not even supposed. That's not his position. Okay, his position was to play the part of the wicked, and the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, and he's done just that. He's played the part of the wicked. But in terms of in the eternity, Jacob was going to be the one that was going to rule in eternity. Okay, so it says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. Okay, so the dude sold his birthright, but now we're in this weird position and this weird predicament. Okay, where Esau is the one that's in power right now. Okay, and to the end that this scripture is fulfilled, and they came about with that white supremacy. Because why? Because they had to create a whole new they had to create a whole new identity, okay, to deceive the world. So really, to put it, to put a full stop, okay, to that statement, I'm gonna title this video, Okay, why? Where did this white supremacy come from? It came from the fact that the people that are ruling under the guise of white supremacy know that they're not the rightful rulers. So they had to create a whole new identity. They call themselves white. They run away from the thing of what? Being called Esau, because when you open up the scriptures and you find out the judgment of Esau, you find out it's a heavy judgment. Okay, so let me hit this closing scripture. It says, Job 30:1. It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdain from the dogs of my flock. So spiritually speaking, Jacob's the older one, because really it goes back onto Cain and Abel. Okay, Cain killed Abel. Abel was the firstborn. So really the birthright, you might say, oh, the birthright didn't go to Jacob. It wasn't supposed to be for Jacob. Well, actually, it was supposed to be for Jacob, but Jacob, because Jacob was Abel. Okay, I believe Abel was the older one anyway. Nevertheless, the point is still made. Okay, so it says that so let me just quickly hit this precept here. Okay, so it's where's the? I think it's somewhere here. Okay, I'll read this point here. 8. It says they were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. Okay, now I'm their song and now I'm their byword. Under what? Under that thing of supremacy. Okay, white supremacy. Okay, Edomite supremacy. Really, if you want to go accurate. Okay, but see, when the Lord comes back, He's gonna put everything right, and you ain't gonna have it to where these Edomites are gonna rise up within the earth anymore. Okay, so with that, maybe that's like a part 1. And maybe I'll do some more intricate part 2s and 3s and whatever, and show you the history of this man that is white, and show you that really the people that rule the world and they are white. One day ain't supposed to be in that position. One day they are supposed to be in that position because it's prophecy, but really they're not supposed to be in that position because they've destroyed the earth. Okay, they've completely broken the everlasting covenant. All of these things that wasn't supposed to be done, they've done it. Okay. So I might do this as a part 1, and I'll go into more scriptures and more prophecy on the next one. So then I'm gonna say, all praises unto Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, honesty, apostles, a great millstone. Honestly, brothers, that be pushing the truth in sincerity. Shalom.